Sometimes the loudest cry is the one that says nothing at all. Have you ever felt that no matter how much you try to explain yourself, people still misunderstand you? Have you ever spoken your heart out, only to be ignored, only to feel empty? In love, we've been taught to speak, to fix, to convince. But the truth is, silence speaks louder. Silence demands respect. Silence makes people realize your worth in ways words never can. In this video, you will discover the hidden power of silence in love and relationships. You'll learn how staying silent can shift the entire dynamic, how it can make people respect you, value you, and even miss you more than you ever imagined. Because sometimes it's not your words that change people, it's your absence. Stay with me till the end, and you'll see how your silence can become your most powerful weapon, not just in love, but in life. Number 1. Silence creates mystery, and mystery creates attraction. In the realm of love, too much availability often kills the spark. When you're constantly texting, calling, or explaining yourself, you remove the element of surprise. You become too predictable. And predictability, though comfortable, isn't always attractive. Human psychology is wired to crave what it cannot easily have. That's where silence steps in as a powerful tool. Imagine after an emotional moment, instead of sending paragraphs trying to explain your feelings, you simply go quiet. That silence isn't empty. It's full of unspoken emotion, reflection, and strength. It leaves room for imagination. The other person starts thinking, what's on their mind? Why aren't they saying anything? Are they done with me? That curiosity starts stirring emotions. It creates a vacuum that the other person feels compelled to fill. When you're silent, you become mysterious. And mystery activates their need to understand you, to get your attention again. You stop being the one who chases. Instead, your energy becomes magnetic. They lean in. They remember your worth. They may have taken you for granted when you were loud, available, and emotionally expressive all the time. But silence wakes them up. The real beauty of silence is that it lets them see your strength without confrontation. You're not ignoring them, you're showing yourself contained. And someone who doesn't need constant validation becomes incredibly attractive. Silence isn't detachment, it's discipline. It's knowing that not everything needs a reaction, and that your energy is too valuable to be wasted trying to convince someone of your worth. Your silence shifts the power dynamic. You no longer seek love, you attract it, and those who truly value you will move through the mystery to find you again. Number 2. Silence teaches people how to treat you. In relationships, we often waste energy explaining to others how we want to be treated. We text long paragraphs saying, "You hurt me," or "I deserve better," hoping they will finally understand. But unfortunately, when you talk too much, your words lose value. People hear you, but they stop listening. This is where silence becomes your most powerful tool. When you go silent after being disrespected, you deliver the loudest message. You don't scream, you don't beg, you don't argue, you simply remove your presence. This absence creates awareness. Suddenly, your voice isn't there to comfort them. Your laughter is missing. Your emotional energy is no longer available. This space forces the other person to reflect on their actions. Psychologically, people respect those who set clear, silent boundaries. When you respond to disrespect with silence, it sends a strong message. I will not allow myself to be treated this way. This is not a silent treatment meant to manipulate. This is mature self-respect. It shows you are someone who knows their value and refuses to lower their standards for anyone. Over time, people start realizing your silence is not weakness, it's protection. You are not silent because you don't care. You are silent because you care too much about your own peace and mental well-being. Those who care about you will come back with changed behavior. Those who don't will drift away. And that's your blessing. Silence creates an invisible line between you and toxicity. It allows you to step back, observe, and protect your heart. It teaches people, you cannot play with me and expect me to stay. It stops the cycle of disrespect before it even begins. When you master silence, you don't have to fight to earn respect. It automatically comes your way. The strongest individuals don't argue for respect. They silently walk away until they are treated with the love and dignity they deserve. And in that silence, you regain not only your power, but also your peace. Number 3, silence allows you to heal, not react. One of the greatest dangers in love is reacting too quickly. When emotions are high, words can come out sharp, impulsive, and destructive. A small issue can escalate into a disaster just because we spoke in the heat of the moment. That's why silence is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself in a relationship. When you choose silence during emotionally charged moments, you buy yourself time. Time to breathe, time to think, time to calm your heart and process what's truly happening. You step away from the storm and sit in the quietness of your own thoughts. This break prevents unnecessary words that could damage your relationship forever. Healing happens in this silence. You gain clarity about what you really feel. Are you truly angry or just hurt? Are you really done or just overwhelmed? Silence gives you space to understand yourself better, to reflect without being defensive. And when you finally choose to speak, your words are calmer, wiser, and filled with love instead of anger. Silence also shows strength to the other person. Instead of engaging in shouting matches or toxic arguments, you show them you value peace more than winning a fight. This maturity can shift the entire dynamic of the relationship. The other person begins to understand you're not someone who plays emotional games. You're someone who chooses inner peace over chaos. Additionally, silence is a form of emotional self-care. You don't always have to explain your feelings to be valid. Sometimes it's enough to simply sit with your feelings and let yourself heal naturally, without the need for approval or understanding from anyone else. In a world where people are addicted to instant reactions, your silence will stand out as wisdom. It will make you calmer, stronger, and more attractive. Because people are drawn to those who are emotionally grounded, your silence is a shield. It protects your heart, restores your energy, and prevents you from becoming someone you're not. Number 4, silence builds self-respect in a relationship. In love, one of the biggest mistakes people make is sacrificing their self-respect to hold on to a relationship. They argue endlessly, they chase someone who keeps walking away, and they explain their worth to someone who doesn't value it. But what if you chose a different path? What if, instead of lowering yourself, you chose silence? Silence builds unshakable self-respect. It's a silent reminder to yourself and others that you will never beg to be loved. When someone disrespects you or takes you for granted, Your silence says, "I am not available for this behavior." You are no longer trying to force them to see your worth. You are simply stepping back and letting your absence speak louder than your words. Why does this matter so much? Because self-respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When you respect yourself, you set the standard for how others treat you. People notice your energy. They realize you have boundaries. They understand you're not afraid to walk away if your dignity is threatened. This changes how they approach you. They become more careful, more appreciative, more respectful. Silence creates space for reflection, not just for you, but for the other person too. They begin to realize what they're losing. They feel the gap your absence creates, and if they genuinely value you, they will adjust their behavior to avoid losing you again. But if they don't, your silence will protect you from wasting years of your life on someone undeserving. Most importantly, silence changes how you see yourself. You feel stronger. You realize you don't need to beg for attention to be happy. You don't need constant validation to feel worthy. You become someone who attracts love naturally, simply because you radiate self-respect and calm confidence. And in the end, silence doesn't just protect you, it transforms you into a person who is calm, strong, and deeply respected by everyone around you. Number 5. Silence makes them miss you more than words ever could. When someone distances themselves from you, it's tempting to chase. You want to explain, fix things, remind them of the good times. But here's the truth. Chasing rarely brings people back. It usually pushes them further away. The real magic happens when you do the exact opposite. When you stay silent. Silence creates a vacuum in the other person's life. They were used to your presence, your calls, your texts, your attention. Suddenly it's all gone. That emptiness is loud. It reminds them of everything they're missing. Your laughter, your kindness, your companionship, it starts echoing in their memory. People often don't realize what they have until it's gone. Your silence gives them the space to experience this realization. It forces them to confront the impact of your absence. They may have thought they could easily walk away from you, but your silence triggers something powerful. Longing. This longing doesn't come from you begging for their attention. It comes from their own reflection. Your silence makes them reflect on your value. They remember the moments you made them smile, the sacrifices you made, the comfort you gave, and slowly their pride melts. Their ego softens. They miss you not because you chased them, but because you chose yourself. The beauty of this approach is that it's dignified. You don't lose yourself trying to make someone stay. You don't say things you regret later. You let your silence work for you. And those who truly care about you will come back, not out of guilt, but out of genuine love and realization. Silence isn't revenge. It's self-love. It's allowing the right people to miss you, while protecting your heart from those who don't deserve it. Number 6. Silence helps you see who really values you. Sometimes you don't need an argument to see someone's true intentions. You just need silence. When you go quiet, when you stop initiating conversations, when you stop trying to keep the connection alive, you see the truth. Who truly values you and who was only there for convenience. This is a painful but powerful lesson. In your silence, you will notice who checks up on you, who asks if you're okay, and who completely disappears. The ones who genuinely care will notice your absence. They'll reach out. They'll make the effort. Because silence makes them uncomfortable. It triggers their caring instincts. On the other hand, silence will reveal those who never really valued you. Those who were using you for attention, comfort, or temporary companionship will slowly fade away. You won't need to argue or ask why. They will show you through their inaction. This clarity is a gift. It saves you from wasting your time and energy on the wrong people. It allows you to redirect your love towards yourself and those who genuinely appreciate you. Silence becomes your filter. It removes the noise and leaves behind the truth. The most liberating part. You realize you don't have to fight for love. You don't have to chase people to be happy. Those meant for you will naturally make the effort. Those who don't were never yours to begin with. Silence gives you wisdom. It shows you the truth of your relationships, and it frees you from fake love, allowing space for something real, meaningful, and fulfilling. Number 7. Silence transforms you into the strongest version of yourself. At its core, silence isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself. Every time you choose silence over drama, patience over reaction, dignity over desperation, you become stronger. You prove to yourself that you can handle difficult emotions without breaking down, that you are in control of your energy, not anyone else. This transformation happens gradually. With each moment of silence, you build resilience. You stop reacting to every little thing. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve it. You stop chasing love outside of yourself. And you start realizing everything you've been searching for in others already exists within you. Silence helps you reconnect with yourself. You start hearing your own thoughts more clearly. You understand your patterns, your triggers, your desires. This self-awareness leads to self-mastery. You become more emotionally intelligent, more grounded, more peaceful. People around you notice this transformation. You no longer seem needy. You seem fulfilled. You no longer seem reactive. You seem calm. You no longer seem desperate. You seem powerful. This makes you attractive not just in romantic relationships, but in every area of life. With silence, you step into a version of yourself that is calm under pressure, peaceful amidst chaos, and dignified in every situation. You no longer settle for less than you deserve because you've learned to enjoy your own company. You've learned that walking away isn't losing, it's winning back your freedom. In the end, silence turns you into the strongest version of yourself, the version that doesn't need approval, doesn't crave attention, and doesn't fear being alone, because you've built unshakable confidence, peace, and self-love from within. Silence is not about weakness, it's about wisdom. It's about having the strength to remain calm in the face of chaos, to value your peace more than pointless arguments, and to protect your heart from those who take you for granted. In a world where people are constantly seeking attention, your silence becomes rare, and what is rare is always valuable. When you stay silent, you tell the world, I don't need to beg for love. I don't need to explain my worth. I am enough, just as I am. Your silence becomes your loudest answer, your strongest boundary, and your most elegant revenge. It is the ultimate proof of self-respect. And here's the magic. Silence doesn't just make others notice you. It helps you rediscover yourself. You reconnect with your power, you grow in emotional strength, and you learn to love yourself in ways no one else ever could. You no longer live life proving your worth to others. You live life honoring your own value. So, from today, remember, when someone tries to disturb your peace, choose silence. When someone takes you for granted, step back. When you feel the urge to over-explain, choose calmness. Because silence doesn't push away the right people. It removes the wrong ones and makes space for healthier, stronger love. And if this message resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel for more powerful life lessons. Share your experience in the comments below. Have you ever experienced the power of silence? Let's build a community where calmness, dignity, and self-love are celebrated. Thank you for being here. Stay silent, stay peaceful, and stay powerful. Because your silence is your greatest power.